Hello everyone and welcome to the Inforunners, and today we're going to be talking about CitizenCon. And of course this means we're going to be talking about all the chaos which has been ensuing recently, and talking specifically about what we think CitizenCon could be in the future. I'm Dasein was here. Batman's up there.
I've lost my voice. I'm Execute.
And I'm Algared.
So, CitizenCon. The thing Algared and I were talking about was, well, how this kerfuffle could have been improved. And during this conversation, Execute mentioned something absolutely brilliant, in my opinion, that CitizenCon in the future needs to be scaled down. And we're talking about, like, your internet shows. Just like everyone just shows up for the presentations and everything. You can do that highly polished in a studio, and you can actually spend the money that you do to fly people into CitizenCon into actual other remote locations, because places like Australia, places in Asia, and even places in Europe that aren't close to the main locations, or even in the US just don't get to see these people in person and actually show up to events. So this would actually improve the experience for everyone and probably decrease the cost quite a bit.
And the other thing that Execute indicated was do the videos in-house. Now, there's nothing to stop having a panel of people from different parts of the globe on discussing the things. This episode today is a classic example of that. I'm in one city in Australia, Execute's in another city, and Dyson's over in the States, and yet we're here in real time having a conversation about what we think could be ways forward that CIG could go.
And that's a big improvement in a way. So while you may miss out on the big con experience, and I have to say, I enjoy watching these type of conventions, it just doesn't do anything for you when you're not there in a way. And I have to say, with this big kerfuffle, this is something I've actually mentioned last year. I said, I like those digital tickets. It allows you to see all the presentations, and it gives you some free stuff too. So you get swag, free presentations, and you're helping fund the con. That's a win-win. And Star Citizen is not Blizzard. That's just something they need to realize.
No, but I think the idea of CitizenCon being the birth of Star Citizen and the project, and being a party where the backers could be there and physically enjoy what's been going on is an awesome thing. Now, don't forget, last year was the first year, I believe, that we actually had an external company doing the video, and that was the first year we didn't have hassles with the internet dropping, or hassles with the stream, or hassles with the volume, or hassles with anything else. So, and what did people say last year? It was a resounding, do it again, do that again next year. Well, CIG were doing that again this year. And last year, they went a bigger venue, and they filled it. And what was the thing that the crowd, that the backers said? It needs to be bigger. We need more people to be able to attend. So what did CIG? They actually did what the backers had said. They made it bigger, and they actually were getting an external company in to do the videos to make sure they had the high quality. And yet, that hasn't been good enough for people. It's...
If you order it down, though, all the good stuff can be done online. Like standing in a bar talking to Chris Roberts can only be done by a select few people. And the cost to get that is really a lot. And I actually think you're better to put the money where it's best utilized. And it's not best utilized having, let's be generous and say, 5,000 people attend one convention when you can have millions watch it online. And I would much rather they show more online that we can all benefit from than just these 4 locations around the globe that get to celebrate Star Citizen. It needs to be shared, not just, no offense, hogged.
Yeah, I always look forward to the day when we'd see a CitizenCon in Australia. I can't see it happening just because of the expense in getting the materials and the equipment and the computers and all the other bits and pieces there, and then also struggling with Australia's third-rate internet but that's another story. But
it's a lot better now than it was 5 years ago. We've got the NBA now. Well, most of us.
But so there's that. But there's also Italy would love to see something like a CitizenCon. France would love to see something like a CitizenCon. They're just two other countries that are big backers in terms of the community and others, and yet they also miss out. Canada has huge backers. There's other states in the States which miss out regularly just because of the travel time and other aspects. So I can see that argument.
New York.
Well, let's just throw that out of the way and think about this way. Just the cost. The cost is the big thing to think about here. If you focus on high production shows in-house, which everyone can see, throw a big party kind of like online. People like streaming stuff. They have a lot of fun with that. You can put any money gained from like your online ticket sales, if you have any, and specifically have it as a pledge. Like seriously, I think it'd be much better if you can even lower the cost. Say, hey, for $5 you get to see all this early, and you got money that goes to actually support game development, not just shows.
See, I know there was people saying that don't get a big external company, do it yourself because you do these weekly shows. But there's a difference in getting a company that specializes in doing streaming and recording and reproduction than doing the in-house stuff. The in-house stuff isn't done by professionals. It's not, they're not professionals in that regard. That's not the thing they do for their bread and butter. That is one of the things they do with in-house to do stuff. Execute.
One only has to look at Disco Lando to know it's not professional.
I'm not going there. But yeah, but I can see the need for change. I can see the ideas have merit, but I still like the idea of those big cons. I still like the idea of having that celebration. My problem is, the places that miss out all the time, and that's something I'd like addressed. The way in which you suggested Execute of doing that is rather than have this big event, maybe looking at doing taking select developers and taking them to the different countries for special bar citizens. I'm a concierge member. Yeah, that means I've spent oodles, or at least a certain amount. That means I'm entitled to go to those concierge black ticket events or whatever. Can I ever get to them? No. Are there any that run in my area? No. Would it be lovely to see an event where Chris Roberts or Sandy or Brian Chambers or Aaron Roberts was out for a bar citizen and be able to get there? Yeah. But
I've got one of these. I'll never use it, and they sell for like $100 online.
Yeah. Will I ever use my one? No. Because there are never events in Australia which I can attend.
Well, outside of all that, I have to say people reacted horrible with basically what they asked for. They asked for improved quality, and they
we're getting
don't like it. They also don't like it when the CIG spends backer funds on things that aren't game development. So they get both of things they wish for without a true paywall because everyone's getting it for free. So it's not a paywall.
I know, that's what gets me. No, we don't want you to use backer funds to do this kind of publicity stuff. Okay, we'll ask you to become a subscriber for a month to actually help pay for it. Join the other subscribers. But no, that's not good enough. You're putting it behind a paywall, but it's not a paywall because you were going to get everything in the next day or two. It
was time sensitive paywall.
Yeah, it's just doesn't make sense.
It's not even a long paywall. It's not like saying, "Oh, you're gonna have to wait a month to see this." You're literally waiting 24 hours, if that, and you're gonna get it polished in a format where you can actually fast forward through all the boring bits, like the horrible acting that they had in that one where they did, where they had people go up and fly around. It was cringeworthy.
Like I think the biggest problem is the fact.
Sorry,
go on.
We live in an instant gratification society.
Yeah. We live in an age of instant gratification. People don't want to wait. But I think part of the problem has also been caused by subscribers. Subscribers pay for the creation of the video content that we see on a weekly basis. They've helped get the equipment that they needed to make that stuff. And so we see it regularly, and so we've actually engendered that sense of now. The fact that subscribers get jump point, and everything in jump point will eventually be given and put out by CIG on the what do I call it, the main page. And yet, you know, the same as the law stories we're seeing, and there's the stuff on the companies and the stuff on the ships and all of those things that are all been things that the subscribers see early, and yet that's part of what they're doing in terms of paying and helping pay for that. But subscribers also don't help the case where they'll get jump point or come out and someone will post it on Reddit, the whole lot. So there's no waiting for it. There's no sense of waiting for it.
I won't mention where, but there actually is a subreddit that is just for jump point.
You know, and that's a problem. People see it as their God-given responsibility and right to give this freedom of information. Bull crap. Just let it go. Just let it do what it needs to do, and enjoy the information you get as a subscriber for that little bit you get it individually, and let it come out when it comes out. Dyson, you were going to say something.
Well, I'm just saying the thing is, it's not like you're with this ticket. It's not like you're waiting a long time. I would have an issue with it if you had to wait like a month to see it, or maybe even 2 weeks. It's a really long time. I definitely think that, and the cat will definitely be out of the bag by then. So you lose all that. That's definitely an issue, but it's a very short time. You're looking at maybe a day, and
a couple of hours or something like that. Yeah.
The keynote speech was always going to be, from my understanding, still live. So you weren't losing out on the big thing, and you're getting goodies for it. So it's really a win-win.
Yeah, and the only thing that was going to be on that in that ticket was all the panels, all the different panels.
One other little thing is also when it airs, it can sometimes be really random times based where you are in the world anyway. So you can't watch it live anyway.
Yeah, and so you get to watch the YouTube channel perfectly in the time frame that suits for you, and yet unfortunately that wasn't good enough for people. The people who wanted, basically the people who don't want to pay subscription, don't want to contribute to the making of the stuff, who don't want to buy, don't want to buy into the game more than say $45, or I know I've paid $450. How dare you limit my viewing and my live viewing? Give me a break.
Well, how many of those people would take advantage of every panel? That's the big thing I'm sitting here going. Good grief, I don't look at every panel and for a while. So, and a lot of other conventions that I paid for those type of tickets to see. It's just like, okay, there's only certain ones I want to see, and the others I'll watch at my leisure.
There's only so many you can actually watch live as well, because they're often running it in parallel to each other. So which one are you going to see? You're going to see the flight model one, or you're going to see the FPS one? Ooh, I don't know. Whereas the way it was going, 24 hours later, you would have been able to see the high quality version of them. But unfortunately, Chris Roberts has chalked it up to experience. It's not going to happen. And so thank you to the pitchfork wielding, complaining people who had no idea of a sense of greatness and just want mediocrity.
Well, the bright side of this is they may look at actually scaling things down, and that is actually a good thing. So there's more chance for things to happen. Indirectly, it's going to hurt the big scale performance, high quality in the long run, short run, sorry. But in the long run, I think it's actually going to be a good thing, but not because they were shooting for the good thing.
The thing that I would say is nothing in life is free. Even if it costs you get it for free, it costs someone else time, money, resources.
So on that note, I think we're pretty much done. So I'm going to pass it over to Execute. It's going to sound cool.
Because I sound like Batman.
That's right.
So, if you like this video, like this video. If you dislike this video, dislike this video. We read every comment. We may not reply to everyone, but we reread everyone. We've also got a Discord. You can ask us questions there, like how I lost my voice. And I've been Batman. This is
Dasein.
And this was
Algared. Take care.
And we'll see you next time.